Hey beautiful people, it's Courtney. Welcome back. Today I have an Amazon slime video and I'm testing out the worst rated slimes on Amazon. Before we hop into it, since I didn't post a video this past weekend, I decided to extend my Memorial Day sale. So my successful slime shop video course is now $25 off for a grand total of $50, lowest price it's ever going to be. So I will link it down below. It comes with everything that I know about building a slime shop. So you could click on the link and kind of check out everything. And I also decided to extend my slime sale as well. So you could use the code MEMORIAL for both of those and you'll save the discount on the slime shop and you'll also get 20% off your slimes. And as always, we have a brand new podcast that went up today. So I'll link it down below if you want to give it a listen. We post new episodes every Wednesday. But let's hop into this first slime, which was an Avalanche themed slime. Right off the bat, I didn't know how I was gonna like this one just because usually when they're all separated in bags, I've just never had a good one. So I decided, it came with instructions. I followed them to kind of get the avalanche effect, but the slime was super sticky, as you could see here. But surprisingly, it actually came with a good amount of slime. Usually when they package it this way, where they're all separate, it usually only fills up the container like halfway, so you don't even get the full container worth of slime. But this one was pretty accurate. The container was almost completely full by the time I was done. Now the colors aren't exactly coordinating because these colors just kind of mix together to form brown. So at first it's pretty, but as they start to mix together, it's like a green, muddy brown color. Not the prettiest. So I don't know, they just don't complement each other that well, but it was kind of cool to do the avalanche effect. And the white slime wasn't sticky at all. So I was hoping it would kind of mix together with the other colors and just give a better slime. And this one was just, unfortunately, super sticky. You could kind of see throughout these clips, it just gets all over my hands and makes an absolute mess. It does get a little bit better and it was good for poking, and it would have been a really good slime if it wasn't for the stickiness. So as you can see, anytime I try to pop bubbles, it was super sticky, but if I was just poking it on the table, it was awesome. So I would give this one about a 3-star out of 5. It's not the worst, and the stickiness was really the only problem I had with it. This next slime was this jelly cube slime lemonade, and this was definitely a jiggly slime. I thought the straw on top was super cute because it was just like a little mini straw that kind of stuck to the lid, and the container was actually very firm and a decent quality container. It wasn't like a true plastic cup that was very flimsy. It was just made to look like it. So I really appreciated that. Now this is a full-on jiggly slime. They're not my favorites, but this one actually wasn't terrible. You'll see as we get into it, there was definitely some worse ones. So I think the quantity of slime was really good as well. It was relatively stretchy for a jiggly slime, nothing too crazy. It did get kind of piecey as they tend to get, but overall not awful. I would say this one, in comparison for the rest of the slimes in this video, I would give this one like a 4 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5 because yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Next, we have this butter slime from the brand Good Slime, and I've tried this brand before. They're always kind of like mediocre, a little bit stiff, but this slime was super different. So this was like a true butter slime. Now the packaging was a bit strange. It did have a piece of plastic to separate the two colors, and then there was add-ins for the top, but it was just in a plastic bag kind of mixed in. So I had to dig that out. I didn't realize it was even in there at first, but then I mixed it together and I was like, okay, this isn't bad. It came with a charm. It came with all these sprinkles. And you guys, this slime felt like a real homemade butter slime. It was soft, it was spreadable, it was stretchy. Like if I were to just feel this slime on its own, I definitely would have thought this was handmade and not store-bought. So I was so impressed, and also just because I've tried slimes from this brand before and I've never had one this good. They always have a little bit more of a rubbery feel to it. So I don't know, maybe because it's summertime now, it's a little hotter, but this one was incredible. So I really enjoyed it. And also, as always, I will link all these slimes in the description box below for you, as well as all of the deals that I mentioned at the beginning of this video and my podcast and all of that. So anything I mentioned in this video, you could just check it out in the description box down below. I always like to keep that filled out for you guys. So yeah, I was very impressed with this slime, I must say. Soft, spreadable, beautiful, and just a really great quality. So 5 out of 5. Next, I got this Chef Slime Multi Slime, and it actually came with 12 slimes, and it was very affordable, so super cool. This would be cool for like party favors or something like that. I just decided to pick 4 of the colors out because they're all the same texture, just different colors. So the colors, I must say, were absolutely a beautiful, beautiful metallic color, but this was a jiggly slime, and this was just terrible quality jiggly slime compared to like the first one. It had 0 stretch to it, and it would just crumble instantly. Now this is kind of typical of jiggly slimes where they won't stick back together. However, this one was just abnormally crumbly. You honestly, like, I did not know how to play with this one, just because if I didn't just touch it, if I try to grab it or anything, it just crumbled into pieces. You try to stretch it like the slightest bit and it breaks and crumbles, and it was just really bad. So looks wise, beautiful, but otherwise I would give this like a 1 or 2 star out of 5 because it does come with a lot of pretty colors. But I mean, how are you supposed to play with this? I'm not really sure. Now the last slimes I have are for Orb Slimy, and these are the ice cream slimes, and I was actually shocked how big all of these were. I'm just going to review one for this video because again, they're kind of all the same texture, but I'll definitely review the other 2 at another time. So it did come in this little ice cream container looking thing. It's not the best like reusable container, but I guess you could find something else, or it might work with this type of slime. I'm not really sure. Okay, so at first I was like, whoa, what? I looked down at my hands and I realized I like stuck my hand in a pile of wet something, and I was like, okay, so I had to clean up the mess and kind of work some of it in. It was a huge mess, and what I think it was the scent, because the oil, it was very oily and it did have a strong scent, just like mint chocolate chip. Now the scent was great. Maybe I should have kind of massaged it in the bag that it came in before I opened it, and that could have helped. It could have just separated some, but it was so much oil. It was just a ton. And it also did, on the other hand though, I will say it did come with a ton of sprinkles. Now normally I'm not the hugest Orb Slimy fan. I've tried out a lot of their slimes. This one, besides the little mishap at the beginning, was actually amazing. It was so stretchy, so holdable. It was a really good texture. I was kind of shocked. So I don't know, if it wasn't for the oil, this would have been hands down my favorite. Amazing, incredible, but it just kind of poured out everywhere and made a mess. So I think they maybe just need less scent in their slimes, and that would kind of solve the problem of it separating. But besides that, if we put that aside, like, this would get like a 10 out of 5. It was amazing. but I'll just give it a regular 5 out of 5, maybe a 4.5 out of 5 because it did have all that oil and nastiness at the beginning, but not too bad. I was actually very impressed and excited to try the others. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what slime was your favorite and if you think they deserved the terrible ratings they got on Amazon. And I'll talk to you very soon.